does.
Really
This
feels a lot more comfortable.
well, this chair is so comfortable, and
Good.
I like it, especially with what I'm dealing with my back pain and
Just
all
don't
that
fall
good
asleep
stuff.
during the show, will you?
Well, if
Yeah.
I do, I'm sure Lindsay will wake me up somehow. She'll
Yeah,
sit there and throw things at me, and it'll hit me. So I can't listen. Lindsay is on vacation. She is enjoying herself, and I'm jealous.
Listen,
Listen, I'm jealous. I seen those pictures you put on Instagram, and I'm like, why can't I be there?
why?
Instead, I look out in my window right now, and it's so gloomy. It's been raining like cats and dogs all day
No,
here in Florida.
no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not where I am. It's been nice and sunny.
Well, yeah. Well, every day is can't be a sunny day here in Florida.
Well, sorry.
listen, your parts. Your parts. I am Mo. Of course, Lindsay to my left. She is enjoying vacation somewhere in
Yeah,
Florida. I don't know. It's like a Where's Waldo book. I can't keep up where she's at.
a place every day. I don't even know where I am anymore.
Oh shucks, I didn't even know you were in Florida.
So,
Yeah.
so if she has technical difficulties, if the hotel Wi-Fi gets shady, it's because she wants to hit the beach before the sun goes
Yeah.
down.
Oh, yeah. Internet. Sorry, sorry.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
if
gonna
you're gonna
go.
hit the
It's the beach. Yeah.
if you're gonna hit the beach and get in the water before the sun goes down, because you know what happens. If you've seen Jaws, you don't swim at night.
Yeah. No, I'm not. No. It's not gonna be
Or
a-
people like Devon will come up and goose you.
Oh
No,
my.
listen, you won't
Oh my.
catch me anywhere near that water at night. Not even in the daytime.
What's going on, Noel?
No,
And Devon, you're not feeling the best. What's up, man?
well, I found out that I got the two vertebrae, the two bulging disc in my lower back, and then I got the two in my middle of my back. But it's okay. We're gonna and the spine shifted a little bit. So what's happening is the disc is touching the nerves. This is what I explained last week. And what they have to do is they have to go in and kind of move the spine, kind of shift it back a little bit, and then get the bulging disc away from the nerves. And when they do that, they said I'll feel like a new man again. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
This pain is killing me. I'm on prednisone, which is a steroid to relieve the inflammation on the nerve. So that's why I've changed locations. I went from where my video games were into my grandmother's chair. So I'm sitting here just trying to ease up the pain on my lower back, and hopefully we can get this surgery going so I can go back to normal functions again.
Yeah. Well, keep
Yeah.
us posted. Continued luck. Hopefully, the pain starts to subside for you a little bit quicker. And actually, a pretty, to me, appropriate segue into our guest here this week on episode 96 of Table Talk. I'm sure you would love to be back at this guy's age, with this guy's skill, with his talent. Of course, one half of the first ever father-son tag team champions in WWE. He is the newest member of the legendary Mysterio family. Everybody help us welcome the one and only DOMINIK Mysterio.
All right, Dominic, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Good. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh no, thank you. This is kind of weird for me. It may not be for Lindsay and Mo, but I remember when you were a 7, 8 year old kid and you were coming to the shows with your dad, running around and just as quiet as you can be. And I don't even know. I'm gonna sound like a woman right now. As cute as a button, running around. And then I just remember you, just being there and being quiet with your dad 24/7, hanging around him. And it was great seeing that. And then now all of a sudden I see you in the ring. It's mind boggling to me. You're an adult. You were an 8 year old kid last time I saw you. Now you're an adult in the same game that I was in, back in the day where you get storylines with your dad and all of that. I mean, of course, the storyline that stands out to me was the storyline you did with your dad and the late great Eddie Guerrero. A phenomenal story. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Paul Heyman was the booker at the time. And for those of you that don't know what the booker means, that means the head writer, creative for the show SmackDown at the time. And the reason why I say that is because the storyline that you guys did was Eddie was trying to pull you away from your dad. And we did something similar to that in ECW with the Sandman and Raven stealing not only Sandman's son, but actually stole his wife as well. So, and the only person that can do storylines like that and make it happen is Paul Heyman. Dr. Frankenstein is, like I call him, the genius of storytelling and pro wrestling. It was just an amazing time to see you back then, and to see how you adapted talking on the mic at that age and just going along with the storyline. I mean, it seems so real. We should have known that great things would have come later on.
Yeah, honestly, it was such a blessing to be able to be in that opportunity, because now that I've been in the business, you could say, I have so much more respect for what my dad did and what you guys have done, for years. And it was so crazy to be able to say that I had the opportunity to work with Eddie, someone as good as he was, someone who I consider one of the best to ever do it. And I was able to get in the ring and try to shake him off the ladder. And man, it's just so crazy looking back at it now. And yeah, you're right. I was a pretty shy kid when I was younger. I wasn't very I would say outgoing, and like I think only when David Benoit was there was when he would take the little reckless side in me, and we would steal the BWO motorcycles and the little three wheelers and drive them all around the arenas. But yeah, it was something that I had to get used to. And I mean, they, as an 8-year-old kid, who didn't want some candy?
Well, I can't. Listen, I look at it this way: being shy, can't blame you. Back then, you were in the land of giants. I mean, the smallest guy was like 6'1", 245, 250, and if you put that type of guy in the real world, he's a giant. So, can you imagine, guys? If that was the smallest guy, you got the biggest guy. It's like maybe 6'7", 330 pounds. You got Kane, almost nearly 7 feet tall. And of course, Undertaker, almost 7 feet tall, well over 300 pounds. You see these guys, it's like, oh my God, and you're a 7, 8-year-old kid. What do you do?
It was super intimidating, because I remember every time I would see, whether it was Kane, Big Show, Taker, they would always just grab me and pick me right up like it was nothing, especially with one arm. They would kind of just come down and scoop me up, and I'd just kind of be posted up on there. And I remember the first time I met Big Show too. His hands were so big, because my dad was very big on always going and saying hello to everybody. And I just remember I went to go shake Big Show's hand, and his whole like hand went up to like my elbow almost. Like it was like he just grabbed my whole like arm from hand to forearm, and I was just so impressed. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is never did I experience anything like this, and it was crazy.
Big Show was a very, very big man, 7'2", well over 400 pounds. And
he still is, actually. I
he
don't think
still is. He's a big man. And Dominic has a point there. His hands are my hands, Dominic's hands, your hands, and Lindsay's hands put together 4 times. If you ever met
They're
Big
just
Show,
giant.
it's just huge. And if you ever met Big Show and you shake his hand, your hand is gone, completely gone.
And I'm trying to think. I have a picture with him, and I'm like up to his knees, maybe.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the Eddie Guerrero "I'm Your Puppy" storyline there, where at first, as a fan, just as a viewer watching, I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to like this storyline. Ended up loving it. Was there any concerns that you're aware of from Ray, from your father, from Eddie, Vicky, anybody, that maybe you're a little too young to understand what's going on, or did you just like naturally fall into it?
I want to say I was very easygoing, man. I was kind of just go with the flow. They told me what they needed, and I guess most of the time what they needed was for me to look kind of intimidated and scared, which I already was. So it kind of just worked out perfectly. But no, I there's like certain things that I remember. I remember like after the SummerSlam match, there was a missed time cue there. And I remember going in the back, and Eddie was just losing it. He was just freaking out. And I remember I asked my dad, I was like, yo, is he good? I was like, is he angry? Because I'm not going home with him. Like that's what I was thinking. I thought he was actually angry because he lost and I couldn't go home with him. I was like, I guess I'm pretty cool. But no, everything was just super straightforward. And like I said, I think they just wanted a scared 8-year-old, 7-year-old kid, and I was actually scared, so it worked out perfectly.
I
There you
mean,
go.
listen, if you see Eddie Guerrero losing it, and I think a lot of people didn't understand, Eddie was a very big man. With his clothes on, you didn't really see it, and then all of a sudden, even when he had the tank top on, it was just like, okay, average, guy. And then all of a sudden, right before he went out, I don't know what he did. He stuck a hose in his butt and started blowing it up with an air pump. I mean, he just became. It was like, wow. I was like, Eddie. I said to him one time before we went out there, I said, where the hell did you get that from? He goes, what? I go, those muscles. I said, they weren't there when you just came in the building. He was just like, he would warm up, and do his calisthenics before and just blow up.
Blow up.
I mean, good God. So to see him losing it backstage, I get it. That would intimidate me.
Yeah, and I always remember too he had this one distinctive vein in
Vein.
one of his
Yep.
biceps that just popped and it came all the way down, and I was like, man, this dude just looked giant.
I mean, like I said, you're in a land of giants. I mean, you really were. And
Yeah.
to be able to do what you did was truly amazing. It really was. But now you're holding your own. You're in a land of giants, but you're amongst those giants now. So, how does it feel? I mean, with you going in these programs and doing the thing. Well, how do you feel about that going on now?
Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate it, but it honestly, like, it's just happened so fast. The opportunities presented themselves, and it all started off with Samoa Joe doing like little vignettes in the back, and then next thing you know, I'm getting thrown around by Brock Lesnar, and then
Good God.
a couple months later, they're asking me if I want to debut against Seth at SummerSlam, and I'm I've said it before, and I thought my dad was kidding. Right off the top, he was like, "Yeah, they want you and Seth at SummerSlam." I'm like, get out of here. I was like, okay. I walked away from him. I was like, I didn't even want to hear the rest of it. I was like, there's no point in it. And even with Brock too, he didn't want to tell me because he told me I was gonna get physically assaulted, but he just never mentioned by who or what was gonna happen. He just said you're gonna take some heat. So I was like, okay. I'm picturing it like the day before. I'm picturing in my mind who it could be. I'm thinking of like the biggest guys in there. I'm thinking Kane, Big Show, Bobby Lashley, which happened on Monday. Brock never crossed my mind. I don't know why. I didn't think it would ever happen. And I get to the arena and it's Brock Lesnar.
Well, I tell you what, I was scared for you when I found out it was going to be Brock, and the way he threw you around and what he did, I was for sure you were dead. I really was, and I remember looking at the TV going, "Please move, just move, just an eyebrow, just a finger, a toe." Do the Devon shake with the leg. Do something. Just please move. And I mean, again, you took that like a champ, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it was he just throws you where he wants you. You have no say, and
You have
you go
no
where Brock wants you to
choice.
go. No.
Absolutely.
I could see that. Now
Mhm.
now that's a hell of a welcome to the WWE right there. Welcome to TV. You get tossed around by Brock Lesnar and whatnot. But we have a question here from Ronald that wants to know, how would you describe your first day training to be a pro wrestler? So go back a few years and tell us what goes through your head.
I want to say it was brutal for me just because my dad. I know it's different for everybody and how they all started, but for me, I just remember my dad. It was my dad and Conan, my godfather, and they made me roll just front roll all four posts and corners. I just had to three rolls in between one rope, and then I'd switch three rolls, and that was for about 2.5 hours straight. And I just remember it was so bad for me. Like I couldn't get up, or when I would try to use the ropes, I'd get slapped, and it was very lucha style. And I didn't actually bump for the first like 3 or 4 months that I was training, just because my dad wanted to really make sure that all I did was roll. So I think that was really hard for me to kind of just my body to get used to, because after one roll, I'd start getting dizzy and lightheaded, and I had to keep going, or it was heat on me.
Fantastic. Now, I had a couple of your matches as a producer when it was you and your dad versus the Usos. And, I thought it was an amazing job. And, that you did that night, especially hanging with a tag team like the Usos. I mean, good God. I mean, you talking about getting thrown right into the mix. You got thrown right into it. And the great thing about it is, yes, you were out there with your father, but a lot of people don't understand. Once you tag in, your father's on the outside. He can't come in and guide you. So you have to hold your own. And my friend, my hat is off to you. You held your own. Congratulations on that. And I was so happy at the end of that match, because again, you guys made me look good. Vince looked at me and said, "Good job, Devon." I said, Don't thank me. Thank those guys. Those guys were in there working. Those guys did that, not me. I'm done. I'm retired.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on that.
That means the world to me, especially coming from you. Like one of the best tag teams to ever do it. And yeah, that you just gave me goosebumps. I don't even know how to respond to that. Thank you. Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing, my friend. Just keep doing what you're doing.
No,
You're doing an excellent
thank you.
job.
Say on that note, I agree, of course. So with everything Devon said there, but do you feel pressure? You're a Mysterio, and you have generations in front of you. Does that weigh on you at all? That you kind of have to live up to those expectations?
Yeah, 1000%. I knew coming into this business that there was going to be eyes on me from the start, and there were. Ever since I started training and then making the little vignettes and stuff, like everyone was curious on when I was going to debut, if I was going to be like my dad, if I was going to be any good. It was a lot of pressure going into it, but I don't know. I kind of handled it a little bit differently just because I knew what I could do, and I don't want to say I was cocky, but I had a lot of the right teachers and coaches and people behind me, and they were all letting me know that it was time. I was in good hands, and yeah, it was just it's just crazy too. Even nowadays, I still freak out, whenever I have to go out, and I got to make sure I perform, every time I go out there, because if I don't, I feel like I'm already losing a step. And every time I have one of my matches, I got to make sure that I watch it at least 20 to 30 times before I go to bed that night, the night I wrestled.
Wow.
So like I just wrestled Bobby on Monday, and so that night, Monday night, I watched it maybe 15 times before I went to bed and started packing, just because I need to know what I'm doing wrong. I'll watch it over with my dad a couple times, and he'll let me know. He'll nitpick and tell me his little details, but I'll go back and I'll look at it and I'll be like, man, this is terrible. Or like just looking at my footwork or just something, I'm always kind of nitpicking on myself to try to be better. And I'll even like reach out to my godfather and even Lance at sometimes to send him my matches, and just I try to get as much input as possible, just so I can, because at the end of the day, I wanna be able to put my best effort and entertain and have good matches that people remember, and I'm just trying at this point.
That's a
That's
Mysterio right there. That's a Mysterio right there. Yeah.
I mean, I know exactly what you're saying. I mean, I would do the same thing. I would look at my matches. I would, come home and watch it after, or watch it on whatever I can get it on, and watch it 20 times at least, like you said, or even 30 times, to see the things that other people might not see fan wise. And now I see what I have to correct to make sure that, whatever mistakes I saw, it doesn't happen again. So I definitely feel what you're saying. You can't just watch it once, because you can watch it once and be happy with it. But if you keep watching it, you can see things that you need to correct. And then you're like, oh man, I got to do better. And it makes you do better when you finally get the second chance to do it.
Yeah, most definitely. And I can't say there wasn't times where I was a little overexcited. Like I watched my match back with Sami Zayn from a couple weeks ago, and I told my dad, I said, wow, I think this is one of my better matches. My dad was like, all right, let's watch it again. And we watched it like 4 or 5 times with him, and I was like, dude, I think it's pretty good, man. Like I'm pretty happy with it. And he's like, all right, well, just keep watching it, man. And I went back, and the more I watched it back, I was like, damn, man, like I could have done this right here. And there was a couple things afterwards, and I was like, man, why does he always have to be right? Like
Bubba would catch me looking at my matches over and over again. He'd be like, "You're a mark. You're just a mark." I go, "I'm not a mark." I go, "I'm just trying to see." "You're a mark, Devon." Whatever, Bubba. Now, I know you had a question. I gotta ask Dominic this. On your knuckles, what does it say?
Mysterio.
Oh, Mysterio. Okay, I thought it might have said 619 because I know your father made 619 very, very popular, and a lot of people at first didn't know what 619 is, but then it's the area code. What San Diego?
San Diego.
San
Yeah.
Diego. Now, here's a funny story. We're in the ring wrestling your father, and Bubba slams your father down to the floor, and he goes, "Ray, you got 619? I got 324," and drops the big elbow on him. So we get in the back, and your father goes, "Bubba, what is 324?" He goes, I know what 619 is, but what is 324?" He goes, "That's my weight." And we all just fell out. We fell out laughing.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
it was
That's
great. He
so
goes, "That's
good.
my weight." We just fell out laughing.
I would have
Bubba,
Googled it right away, been like, what area code is that?
yeah, yeah. Bubba tells that story all the time. He goes, "Ray, that's my weight." He goes, "Oh."
That's good. That's good.
That's so
Now,
good.
Dom,
That's awesome.
do you remember the first time that you met Devon and or the Dudley Boys?
I think it was because I feel like I would see them pretty often, but my first memory of them would be at a WrestleMania. It was because I remember back in the day they had all the WrestleMania like family parties and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't even say family parties, but like during WrestleMania they had like a family viewing section for all the families. And after the matches, I remember the guys would come up and spend time with their families and finish watching the show. And that's where I remember meeting them for the first time, and I was a kid.
Do you know which marriage that was of Devon's with his family? Do you know?
That would only be my first one.
Okay. All right.
Mo, stop trying to make it like I like Ric Flair and had 9,000 wives. I've only been married 3 times. Yeah,
No, it's
I've only been
9,000
married.
kids you have.
No, I don't even have that. Listen, when my daughter sees you, she's gonna kick you in the shins. Come on, that's not my sibling. Stop it. Nah. No, yeah, because but when I first met you, I was on my first marriage with twins mom, and then I come back now. We were divorced, and I just got through my second wife, and now I'm on my third and last one. Because again, I can't go broke for the rest of my life. I got to make some money in this business. I can't keep giving it away after every marriage. There's so many wrestlers that have done that, and I'm not going to name any names, but we all know we all know who those people are. But I'm not going to be one of them. Now, what's going on? What's going on recently? Now, are you going to be in Survivor Series, or you're not going to be in Survivor Series? What's going on with that? Something that just happened this Friday on last Friday on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I was on Raw, yeah.
Raw.
But,
I'm sorry, Raw.
Yeah, it was
yes.
No, you're good. But yeah, so I Sunday night or Saturday, my phone was blown up from notifications, and I saw that I was the last member from Team Raw to be added to the Survivor Series team. So I was pretty excited. My first time being the last time I was in Survivor Series, I hit Brock with a double 619 and a frog splash and a chair. So to be on the Survivor Series team was pretty exciting for me. But we got to Raw, and Adam Pearce said he had some announcement for me and my dad. So we went out to the ring, and I guess he said he made a mistake by picking me on the team because everyone else had been a former champion and I wasn't. I guess he doesn't count tag team championships in there because I'm a former tag champ.
Oh,
But
hell with
anyways,
him. The hell with him.
But yeah, he ended up having a surprise for me that I had to beat a surprise opponent in order for me to stay on the Survivor Series team, and that surprise opponent just happened to be the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Oh man.
So
Well, you know what?
So yeah, I'm off the team.
Well, I know you've had some history with Brock Lesnar, but if you could probably go to Brock and talk to him and tell him, listen, can you do me a favor and beat Adam Pearce's ass again? Because he took me off of the Survivor Series. Talk to Brock. I think he'll help you out. I think Brock enjoyed doing that to Adam Pearce. So maybe you can get your revenge through that.
I got to talk to Pops because Pops is the one that's that they were. I don't know. They had kind of like a on and off relationship because back in the day he saved him from Big Show, threw him over his shoulders. They would always like celebrate, but now I don't know. So I guess Pops would have to sweet talk him with some cores or something.
I think you could do it. I think you can sweet talk Brock. Brock's a pushover. He's a big teddy bear.
Yeah,
He's
that's how we all hear Brock Lesnar described as a teddy bear.
he's a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
Brock. I remember seeing Brock when I was a kid too. He was another big dude that he would just come up and scoop me with one arm and throw me on his shoulder as well. And I was just a kid, and I was like, man, this is awesome.
Dominic Mysterio is a living Amber Alert. We have a few fan questions to get to before we have to let you go here. I think this is a good one. How do you balance a social life with all of the traveling?
Um, I would say I learned from my dad, because him and my mom kind of just always like seemed so chill at home that they kind of set the I guess the guideline or but it's pretty hard. I've been with my girlfriend for we just had her 10-year anniversary actually 2 days ago
Damn,
on
boy.
Monday. It was my 10-year
Wow.
anniversary with her. Yeah, we've been together since we were 14. Thank you. Yeah,
Wow.
but she works really hard and she's in school. So whenever days
That's
she's
good.
available, which is usually two days out of the week when I'm home, so it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'll spend some time with her. But I still got to do my things. Well, so while she's doing homework, I'll go work out or go to my wrestling school and get a couple hours of work in. Then I would just come back and chill with her. But then other than that, I kind of just I'm very go with the flow type of guy. I'm whatever's easiest. I'm there.
Congratulations on the
Yes.
anniversary. And was she a
Absolutely.
pro wrestling fan before meeting you?
She was not. She's
Yes.
barely a pro wrestling fan now. She
Ooh.
only watches me.
Dominic, I'm
But
going
I've
to tell
got
you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, please. I need
No,
to hear
I was
it.
going to say that is the best person to have by your side is someone that doesn't watch the show, doesn't care. I had always said that I would never marry or be in a relationship with someone that was a wrestling fan. And I say that because you have to know that they love you for you. You have to know that they want to be with you for you, not because of what they see on TV and not the
Mhm.
star and the power, but for you. And by you got a good girl there.
Yeah, thank you. That was very important to me too. And yeah, she's not into all that. She'll watch me and she'll that's it. you know. But yeah, she's awesome, man. I love her.
Sounds pretty cool.
That's good.
That's
That is
awesome.
cool.
And then one more fan question here from Noel. If you, as a WWE wrestler, do you have any favorite wrestlers that you see backstage now?
Oh man. I mean,
And
I've
you don't
always
have
been
to
a
say
fan,
Devon. It's all right. We understand.
No, but I'm a huge Dudley Boys fan. I
Thank you,
was the guy.
Dominic.
I was the kid at the Mexican birthday parties with all my cousins saying "Bring out the tables," and I was the one getting in trouble because I was, the tables were of course the trampolines, but yeah, I would get some heat from my mom and dad because I was the extreme kid in the family. But
And look at
but yeah, I mean I was always a fan, and I think today from the guys backstage, there's guys like Randy that I grew up watching, guys like Roman that I look up to now. So I even saw like I never stopped watching wrestling. It was something that was always it was always there for me. Even when my dad wasn't with the company and for a couple years there, I still watched everything just to stay updated and to see what was going on. But even just some of the names that I've gotten to work with, like Roman, Seth, Brock, Samoa Joe, like I grew up watching these guys, so being able to share the ring with them is such an honor, and it's crazy.
oh, that's great. Now, Dominic, I have a I have a question to ask you. Your
Uh-oh.
match with Austin Theory you had, I saw him and you both do the shimmy, Eddie Guerrero's deal. And there was a poll on Instagram and I think Twitter at who did it best. Who won that? Who did the fans think did it best?
So I saw that I did it better just because his was more mockery. He did it and he was like all into it. So like I don't know, it was a little off. But mine, I felt like I've been watching a little too much Eddie, so I know that he does all of it. He pounds the chest, he brings it. So I don't know. I ever since like just being tied in with him, I feel like I have that advantage already.
Well, we need to bring you back on the show and Austin and have you guys do it on the show. And we'll take
Yeah.
our own poll here on Table
Let's
Talk
do it.
to see who does the better deal. We're going to get you back on. And we're going to get Austin on, and we're going to have you do it. I got faith
We
in
have
you.
to.
My money's on you. My money's on you. And when I see Austin, I'm
you.
going to tell Austin.
Yeah, please do. Please do. And we'll
I
make sure that
definitely
we'll
will.
get a selfie without him looking after we win.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, Dominic, man, it is a true honor and a pleasure. And listen, I feel like a proud father when I'm very proud of how you grew up, came up in this business, and where you are now. Congratulations on your success, and much more, success coming up in the future years. And again, you're doing a great job. Please keep it up. Where can we find you on social media?
On social media, you can find me at Twitter at Dom Mysterio 35 and on Instagram at _35 Dominic.
All right. Well, guys, you
But
heard it right
thank you
here
guys
on
so
Table
much for
Talk.
having me. It was a pleasure.
Well, thank you,
Sorry,
Dom. I
sorry.
appreciate it.
I was just
You're good. You're good.
no, thank you guys.
You can talk over
I
Devon
really appreciate
anytime.
it. It was an
Oh,
honor.
absolutely. Thank you,
No, I
Dom.
can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Thank you
can. They
guys.
do it all the time.
Amazing.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
buddy.
man.
Very good kid. Very good kid.
Oh, sweet.
Knowing him, ever since, like I said, 7, 8 years old, and watching him grow up over the years and to become the man that he is now. He's got a good head on his shoulder. He was, and the one great thing I like about it, he was trained right. And yes, Daniel, he's a very polite kid, and he's an awesome individual. And a lot of guys in the business need to watch how Dominic pretty much handles himself in the business and inside and out of the ring. That's how you should be. Not like some of the wrestlers today on the indie circuit who are very rude and disrespectful, especially to some of the people of yesterday. I hear all the time. I remember coming up in the bit, not coming up in the business, but when Bubba and I had left WWE, going on the indie circuit, and how disrespectful some of the indie wrestlers were to the older generation. Some of the guys that I grew up watching, oh, they're too old. What are they doing here? And this and that. I'm like, listen, if it wasn't for these guys, you wouldn't be here if they didn't pave the way. So, kudos to Dom and his upbringing in the business. Ray, if you're listening, you did an excellent job. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's so young. Dominic is so young. And, we see a lot of stars that age, and a lot of them don't know how to handle the I guess, the attention, the success, the money, the fame, the whatever. But he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulder. I mean, again, he's a Mysterio. It's just in his blood.
But he had very big shoes to fill, and it's not easy being a second generation wrestler. It really isn't.
Mysterios
versus the
dream
Dudleys
match.
in a dream match. Devon could get. Listen, I'm having my own battles right now. I got to try to get my back straight before I can ever think about doing anything. But that would have been very good, though. That would have been a very good match. I would have loved to have done that. Whenever I was in the ring with Rey Mysterio, we always had a good time, always had fun. I remember me and Farouk and Ray. I was talking to Ray about 2 weeks ago. Me and Farouk were tagging during the time of the Reverend Devon, and it was me and Farouk. We were fighting for the SmackDown tag team titles, the first SmackDown tag team titles. It was Farouk and Devon versus Rey Mysterio and Edge. And of course, they won. But I never forgot it. And every time I see Edge or Ray, I go, listen, I want a rematch.
Nice. I just posted a comment from Daniel a moment ago, but I really like this one, and maybe you, as an insider, Devon, can help him out with this cause here. My oldest has autism, and there's a super show coming in a couple weeks. I want to wait outside to maybe meet some wrestlers, but he's socially awkward. Do you have any advice for Daniel and his son? Anything like that?
Well, I mean, getting to the show, come to the show, I would say just buy your time. You don't have to be the first one there like some people do. Buy your time, and when the doors let out, then you come on in. But find something for you guys to do leading up to that moment of getting into the building. And even when you get into the building, let them walk around the arena with you. Let them see, or take them to the merchandise stand. Let them see, because that was always cool to me. You know, when my grandmother used to take me to the wrestling shows, and we used to go out to the concession stands and stuff, and I would see the merchandise. You know, the Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake, yeah, Don Morocco, Roddy Piper. I mean, I used to see all their merchandise and just be in awe, like, oh my God, look at that. You know, take them around, take them to see that. And then just the interaction with other people, you know, other wrestling fans, other kids could really, really take the edge off until the time of the show.
That's definitely worth a shot. Absolutely. Now,
Mhm.
speaking of going to the merch booth and enjoying the show, did you know, Devon, Lindsay loves sports ball now?
Sports ball, what is that?
Sports ball. I have a sports ball shirt.
Explain to me, forgive my ignorance. Explain to me what sports ball is.
Oh, it's okay. I'll explain. So there's this big building that I went to, right? And all these people were in it. And so we climbed up these stairs, lots of stairs, and we went to these seats, and it was like a little rectangle court down in the middle.
So you were in an arena.
Yeah, there were these guys down there, and they were like bouncing this ball, like a baseball. They were bouncing around, and they were making touchdowns with it, and it was so fun.
They were making what?
Touchdowns.
Oh, okay. Touchdown. Oh, so in other words, sports ball is another name for football.
No, is that what it was called? I don't think so. It's the Heat in Miami. That's the Miami Heat sports ball.
Oh, basketball.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought it was.
Oh, so you had a basketball game. So another
NBA game.
What's an NBA
Oh,
game?
an NBA game. So did they score a touchdown in that NBA game?
They did. Lots of touchdowns and
Really?
Goalie. What is it? Not
Home
basket.
runs.
Home runs.
Home runs. There you go. They hit home runs in that basketball game. You know, I love it, Lindsay. I love it when you're on that show. It makes me seem so much smarter when it comes to sports.
Yeah. I'm learning. I'm learning real good. Yeah.
I was surprised when she said she was going to a Miami Heat game. I'm like, are you all right? Have you been kidnapped? Blink twice if you need help.
You did say how did you get convinced to go? Because my sister got tickets. She's a big fan. She loves the sports ball. She just won the recent her final or whatever Final Fantasy football. Wait, no, that's not it. Fantasy football. Okay, she's real good. But I love just that. I love sports. It's so great to see it in real life.
You did enjoy yourself though.
I did. Oh, I absolutely did.
I can't wait for you guys to come back down here again and stay at my house, and we're gonna have so much fun with sports ball.
Sports ball. Yeah, that's great.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
I think that's absolutely great.
And
are you going to take us to an Orlando Magic game? Is that what you're going to do there, Devon?
I would love to. I'm actually going to give that to I don't know if I should say this on the air, but I'm actually going to try to look for tickets from my sons, the 20-year-old and the 13-year-old, to take them to a Magic game, because my 13-year-old, who used to be in love with soccer, who thought he was going to be the biggest soccer star ever. And I was like, why? Because I know nothing about soccer. So I couldn't go out there and teach him anything. I don't know.
Oh no! Look, you have to learn and support like a father. Oh no!
Right. I didn't want to do that because I can't give any advice. I don't know what the hell to do with a soccer ball. I didn't want to do that because I don't know anything about soccer. And now all of a sudden, because we played NBA 2K, he's fallen in love with basketball now. Good. So, and we you guys were at the house. We have tournaments against each other, and
you kept getting crushed.
I was getting my butt tore up from the floor up. It was
I felt like I could have picked up the controller, never playing that game, and still did better than you.
No, you couldn't have.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't have. No, Lindsay, I know you couldn't have with your sports ball.
Oh, listen.
Oh gosh. Get AJ to teach you. Yeah, AJ will teach me already. He'll kick me right in the face.
So be it. But all the same, I'm proud of Lindsay for going to professional sports ball and actually really enjoying it.
I really did. We didn't stay. We got there kind of late because we went out to dinner. It took forever. So we weren't there for the entire game, but it was it was just fun.
Well, Lindsay, I'm going to give you a compliment right now. You look fabulous. You look well rested and less stressed, and I love it. So you need to take more of these vacations and enjoy yourself. Let your hair down and just be you. So kudos to you.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing what you do. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, I'm gonna just tell work that I have to take a vacation every week or so.
Now listen, we still have to go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to go to Vegas, and a person who does my website for the wrestling school, DevonDudleyAcademy.com. Check it out, especially if you want to be a wrestler. Check out my school on the website. But he's in the Keys, and he has a kind of like a timeshare. He's out there now. He's been out there for, I think, almost for the past 3 months. He's like, I would love for you guys to come down to the Keys and do the show down there. I said, okay. I said, I would love to do that. So he's inviting us to go down to the Keys.
Really?
And he wants us to go down there and do that. No, I don't, but I'll have to find out. He actually spoke about it today. He called me today to give me some information about the website and something I did wrong on my Twitter. So I had to get rid of it real quick. But this was a while ago I did it, and so I got rid of it. And he was like, yeah, when are you guys gonna, I gave you that offer about a month ago, when are you gonna come down?
He's there right now, because I could probably just
walk over.
There. No, you're not going there without us.
Whoops.
No, you're already having a good time. Don't be stingy.
She's in his room right now.
I'm literally in his room.
That's a damn shame. You know, if anything, I need the sun. I need to work on my tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you.
Obviously, out of the three of us, you're the one that needs the
help. Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's very true here. I came across something. This makes me happy this week. I just wanted to share this with everybody. I don't know if you saw this that's going around. It's a review. Somebody screenshotted a review for leggings, a 5-star review for leggings. And I thought this was great. Devon, you may need to order them now. She was rolling down a mountain, too afraid to move.
Oh my God!
To get up, and the leggings did not rip even a little bit.
Those are, you know what, leggings.
Those are some strong leggings, and I'm gonna tell you what, I love leggings, boy. I got, when I travel through the airport, it's great. I'm gonna tell her. I look every time I get off the plane. And you see all of these women, these fine women walking through the airports, and they got these leggings on. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I'm a reverend. I can't look, and I wind up looking anyway. I can't help it. I can't. Oh my God, it's great. I love women in leggings. I think it's great. It's almost like, it's like watching Playboy. Playboy again doesn't show you everything. It gives you a little mystery to it, as opposed to the trashy ones. But leggings is like the same thing. You don't see the nakedness, you just see what could be the nakedness.
So Devon's a big fan of that woman.
Yep.
Oh, big fan. If Lizzo was in that, I'd be running down that hill trying to save her.
Man. I would definitely buy those leggings because of that review.
Yeah, the guys are agreeing with them.
Absolutely.
Here. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love the summertime here in Florida. Shit, not in summertime, but all year round, because it only gets about 50, 60 degrees. Sometimes it'll hit 30s, but that's like February. But still, women out here wear leggings all year round. So I'll never leave Florida.
Never leave Florida. All right.
Never leave Florida.
While Dan's back in Illinois, I believe it's legging and boot season there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, it's getting cold there for them. I still have my AC on here in Georgia, and I'm glad I do, because it's taken 96 episodes for somebody to ask me this on the show. I have been waiting for this question the entire time. How many Devon figures do I have?
Oh.
I have not seen one, not even in your old place.
I have 0.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never seen one.
I have no Devon figures, and it took 96 episodes for somebody to finally call me out.
You want to know? No.
How many figures do you even have, and none of them are of Devon?
None of them are of Devon.
Well, that's because they're all sold out.
That's exactly it.
They're all sold out.
Oh.
I mean, as you can tell, I make all my money and my finances due to my my merchandise sales.
They obviously don't make as many as they used to, and I actually did have a Devon figure from the ECW era way back in the day, but I don't own those figures anymore. I long gave those up. So, but I have actually been looking. I have wanted to correct that, hoping I could get at least one in before somebody asked me that question. I'm like, oh, I got one right here.
Well, you could have taken one. I was like, you could have taken one right up in my wall, but nah.
Oh,
That's not that one.
And then the follow-up one, any Bubba or Bully figures? No, none of him either. So at least Devon can't get mad at me for that.
that's true.
Listen, I got a whole row of them. You've seen them. You can take your pick. You and Lindsay both.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
I'll be happy. I'll put it behind me somewhere. Not a problem.
Listen, knowing Lindsay, she'll take my doll and stick pins in it and twist the arm. Like, oh.
I thought this was a voodoo doll, guys.
What? I would never do that.
Yes, you would. You bullshit.
I would take little makeup.
You're still angry because you lost your second bet on Dancing with the Stars.
I did lose, didn't I?
You're still upset about that. Listen, if I was you, I wouldn't bet the third time on Dancing with the Stars because third time is not a charm for you.
Third time is a charm.
Again.
No, because she lost. Listen, I was sweating bullets on the first bet, but the second I was sweating. I don't think anybody wanted to see me in a schoolgirl outfit, so I was sweating. But I will say, but the second one, I don't know. I had confidence because I just knew Miz would get past the third or fourth round. I just knew it. His personality and knowing how he is backstage, knowing how he is in front of the camera, regardless if he was a good dancer or not, I just felt that the fans would vote him in just on personality alone.
He had a good run, but he actually ended up having that shock elimination. Last week, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
So, unfortunately, he outlasted you, Lindsay. So you're gonna have to pay up eventually.
I know.
And what the great thing about it is, Miz, if you ever see this or if the dirt sheets write about it, I love the pinhead. Love the pinhead costume. It was phenomenal. And again, I told you I'm a Halloween fan. Of course, The Exorcist was scared me to death.
That.
Yes, you did. I said it last week. You weren't paying attention. You were sleeping. Yep. But I was a big fan of the Pinhead makeup. I loved it. And sometimes in the movie, they would get close up to Pinhead, and I would be like, damn, that looks so good. It looks so real. But that's the thing of makeup.
Yeah.
Get a good makeup artist, they can make anything look real.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull up a picture real quick for anybody who may have missed it. Yeah, here we go. Just let me save it real quick. This is amazing. And I know, do you know who Pinhead is, Lindsay? I'm not expecting you to have watched any of the Hellraiser movies.
No, I have not watched any of them, but I do know what the character looks like.
Well, okay. I'm about to say, if you could, not just Miz, but put up the original Pinhead as well.
I haven't seen that.
One at a time, I found the Miz. So it's loading. It'll show up any second now.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, it really was. Now we need to get a regular one of the original Pinhead. I mean, Miz, you did an excellent job. Whoever did your makeup did an excellent job.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so there. Got a great question here from Nathan. You missed Raw this week, Devon, as you're going through some health stuff. But
hold on. I'm not going through health stuff. Be careful with that word because the dirt sheets will put it out there. Devon's going through some health issues. No, I'm not health issues, just dealing with a back issue. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, your back's not health. It's fine. But Corey Graves ended up winning the 24/7 championship briefly.
Yes.
And then your son, Byron Saxton, won for 9 seconds.
Shut up, Mo.
Just saying. And then Nathan has a question. Are you ever going to jump in and pin someone since you often produce the 24/7 segments?
Well, I was very jealous when I saw the segment because it was so good. And I remember I told Jason Jordan today, I said, you tell Adam Pearce that I'll be back for my spot. I'm going to get my 24/7 back. I'm going to get my baby back, as Truth would say. Mm-hmm. But I was very impressed. Not impressed, but I was very excited to see all of that happening. And will I ever do it? Nah. I mean, it's too much rolling up and falling down and all of that. Nah. I mean, it would be fun though, but I can't do those flips like Reggie. I cannot do those flips like Reggie. Listen, my vertical is like 3 inches off the ground.
Like a Maroon 5 song. Instead of moves like Jagger, it's flips like Reggie.
Yeah, shit. Listen, Reggie is incredible. He makes my job as a producer when I do the 24/7 stuff so easy. I mean, it's amazing what that man does. It really is. I mean, it didn't hurt that he came from Cirque du Soleil, but still, it's amazing what he does, and he does it without the trampoline too. So it's just amazing.
Yeah. Which Cirque did he come from?
I don't know. We should have asked him that when he was on the show, but we'll get him back on there. We'll ask him. I'll save that question. Just remember that question. I won't ask him because I want to hear it too, but I want to hear it on the show.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, we haven't had him yet. We have asked a few times. So
yeah, but his schedule has been very, very tight. He's in high demand, and I'm very, very happy that he's doing it. He was in. Oh, okay. Okay.
No, he was asking. He's like, wow, he's in Cirque du Soleil. There's so many different ones now.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they closed the one down here in Florida. I think they closed that down like 2 or 3 years ago due to budget cuts.
You weren't like gonna audition for that? Your second career, just like boosting the acrobats up into the air?
Did you hear me say my vertical is like 3 inches off the ground?
No, you boost them.
Oh, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that.
Look, so you have something to fall back on if this whole wrestling thing doesn't work out.
And then if there's like a female performer, you just like check out her butt the whole time. You're happy.
As long as they're wearing leggings, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they absolutely would. What else is going on in your world there, Devon?
Let me see. Well, I mean, I'm a little delayed in putting Halloween pictures up of the girls, which I will be doing that on Instagram. We have a school show coming up November 13th. It's Division Pro in association with DDA, Devon Dudley Academy.
I thought your school was going to do like some sort of play, like Guys and Dolls or Hot Tin Roof, Like
well, I mean, you can come to the show and have that expectation, but no, we're actually going to be beating people up and dancing in the process of it, signing autographs and doing all of that. So come on out, bring your family and friends, and come check us out. Division Pro. You can catch all the information on my Instagram or Twitter, which is at Testify Devon. Tickets are still available. Come on out and check out the Stars of Tomorrow.
Oh, I like this one. Hamilton, as done by the Devon Dudley Academy.
I would do it.
Absolutely, Byron. See, not one time during the show have I ever said, "Shut up, Byron."
I mean, you just kind of did, but you're right. You're right. So
I said, "Shut up, Mo."
Yeah, you did. You did.
And I didn't even say, "Shut it up, Lindsay."
Yeah, you haven't said it.
Yeah, I haven't said it.
This is a fair question from Danielle. You and Booker T ever swap notes about wrestling schools?
We've exchanged students. I've had some of his students come to my school, and I've had some of mine go to his. We've done that, and our training is very similar. Even though Booker was more of a singles wrestler, but we have the same thoughts and ideas on how the business should be, and how a young talent should come up in the business, and how we teach them. So I always say, if you don't want to go to my school, go to Booker's school. Booker's very good as well, and he'll get you where you need to be as well. He'll get you ready. And the great thing about Booker, he's a no-nonsense type of guy. He will tell you what is the truth and not tell you what you want to hear.
Now, I know you can't do it right now, but did you ever attempt the spin-a-rooney?
Oh, many times. Okay. We did it. There was a couple of times I did it on TV. I didn't do it like that, but I would be like, I do that spinning elbow that I did, and I'd be down and then did the spin-a-rooney. I remember Booker, I did it when Bubba and I came back to WWE against the New Day. Booker was doing commentating, and I remember I said, I was like, I'm going to do this. And I did the spinning elbow. I'm down, and I got up and did it, looked over at Booker, five times. And, of course, he goes, Devon, you ain't do it right. So he always got on me. It was an ongoing joke in TNA when Booker was in TNA. We did it. We were in practice one day, and not practice, but we were in the arena before the fans let the fans in, and we're all conversating and talking. I'm stretching in the ring, and I had to get up to do something. I did the spinneroonie, and Booker's like, dog, wait a minute. You ain't taking my spot. You know, get your own thing.
I'm pretty sure Lindsay doesn't know what we're talking about with the spinneroonie, but I think if there's a third bet made, I think her performing the spinneroonie if she loses is a pretty awesome idea.
Do you not hear where I said I'm not doing any more bets?
Well, at least not with me, because she's like 0-2.
Start demo.
She's
I bet you will. You want to take that bet?
Absolutely not.
Well, are you familiar with breakdancing? Back in the 80s, Lindsay? Okay, well, it's the spinneroonie. You know what the windmill is?
Do it for me.
Yeah, not with my back. No way. Hey, guys. No, the spinneroonie is like it's like a half a windmill. I can't even describe it. Can you describe it, Mo?
It's like spinning on your upper back and shoulders, and
right,
landing like on your knees and feet. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool. You know who's very good at that and can continue? Jim Morrison. John, not Jim.
Johnny Nitro.
Johnny
Mundo.
Yeah, he is the man is so athletic with stuff like that. I mean, you see him right before pop and lock, Lindsay. Go ahead, Lindsay. Pop and rock. Ooh.
No, we're not doing it. No.
Come on, start
You're on
the wave.
Vacation. Live it up. Relax a bit. Jeez.
Start the wave. Yeah, no, Johnny's very good at that stuff. He'll go in the ring and start stretching, and next thing you know, he'll just windmill all in the ring. He's so athletic.
Yeah, no.
That guy's crazy. I remember talking to him, God, 15, 16 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to do an interview with him at a Comic-Con at a Wizard World, and he turned the interview around on me and kept like, well, if you're a wrestler, Mo, then what would your catchphrase be? And like completely turned it around, and I had no answers ready to go. So if nothing else, I appreciate his quick wit.
Okay. Yeah.
And you had asked if you ever met the Big Show, and actually here in Atlanta back in 2014, the Big Show was a guest of Wizard World, and I was hosting his panel. And the convention center, they thought he would be fine, Devon, sitting in 2 steel chairs. That'll be fine. Yeah, he's a big guy, but see, he knows that's not fine.
That was not okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually ended up pissing off the convention center because me and another coworker ended up having to literally steal a couch from the lounge. We stole a couch from the lounge and moved it in there.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We just thought you were very upset for him.
Well, yeah.
Wait, did the chair break?
No, I knew that wasn't going to work for Big Show, 2 steel chairs like that. So me and another coworker, we ended up finding a couch in a lounge, carried it to the stage and put it on stage. Convention center hated us for, very upset, but I'd much rather the convention center be mad at me rather than
Big
Show be mad at me.
Oh, sure.
You don't want that giant mad at you.
No.
Mm-mm.
And this wasn't long after like the Undertaker lost his WrestleMania streak, so the Big Show was pretty worked up about that. So yeah, I didn't want to add fuel to that fire there.
Yeah, that was pretty smart.
Yeah, good going, Mo. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
Way to think on your feet.
I tried. I didn't want to die that day, so I definitely did my bit. Before we wrap this up, anything else we need to cover, talk about? Anything you're excited for? Lindsay, are you ready for Tiger King 2?
I am.
Oh, God. Here we go.
You
and Taylor. Good God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we should have a watch party.
Oh, God, no.
We should do it.
No. Listen, I'll put you 2 up in a Marriott hotel because they got smart TVs in there. Okay. And that way you can go on Netflix. You can use the account and y'all can watch it over there.
Okay.
I can't take that show.
It's going to be even better. It's going to be even better.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I hear he's sick.
I saw that.
I think he's got cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, blessings to him, and I really, a speedy
Yeah.
recovery. Hopefully, it's not terminal. Hopefully, it's not, there. And although I'm not a big fan of the show, but never want to see anybody go through that. That
Right.
is an ugly disease, and F cancer.
Hmm.
That's the way I feel about that. So I hope for him a speedy recovery. Get well soon, my friend, and kudos.
Absolutely. For me, the next big show is going to be Hawkeye on Disney Plus. That
Ooh.
debuts here soon, so I'm excited for that Marvel show. And then Devon, wrap us up. What are you watching right now?
Well, right now I am in the middle of waiting for Dexter. The new season of Dexter is
Well,
coming
the
out.
first episode aired, didn't it?
Yeah, I watched it on
Yes,
Sunday.
yes, it did air, but I hadn't seen it yet. So I'm
Spoilers,
waiting.
Lindsay. Give them spoilers.
I will hit
So
that
many
mute,
spoilers.
mute
That's one
button.
of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I love Dexter, so I'm waiting to do it. And you know what, Lindsay? You're probably gonna say whatever, but I still haven't seen Lucifer, the last season.
Oh, I haven't either.
I've been so caught up with American Horror Stories,
Mhm.
which I am such a huge fan of. Oh my God, I love that show to death. American Horror Stories, and I hope they bring it back to Halloween Horror Nights next year. They didn't have it this year. They had something. I forgot what the theme was this year, but hopefully they'll bring it back. I remember about 3 or 4 years ago they did it here for Halloween Horror Nights, and it was a big thing. But I hadn't watched the show, so I really didn't know the appeal about that show, and now I do. Now I'm like, come on back, come on back, come on back.
I know somebody on the inside. I've also put in a request for Halloween Horror Nights to bring back the Exorcist room.
No.
Yep. And guess which duo, your favorite duo, will be coming down to Orlando at Halloween when that happens and taking you to the event.
I'm not going to be here. I'll be on the road with WWE.
Oh,
Yep, you will be there.
No, Vince has ordered
Your wife won't let you be on the road for like the 6 weeks of Halloween Horror Nights.
No. I have to be on the road, and I have to do what the boss says. The boss is the one that pays me. He writes my checks.
Yeah, the boss is gonna be like, Devon, go to the Exorcist.
Bullshit.
Yep.
right.